What's good, everybody? Welcome to Candid Convos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe with us today. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey everybody.
Good, what's good, what's good? We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Like I said, it's a Candid Convos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday night. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Like I said, if you want to support the show, we've got the Cash App down there at the bottom of the feed. So definitely, you can support the show there, and that helps us out immensely with exposure and tools and gadgets and you name it. Just helps to grow the platform. And also, with that being said, everybody, we just ask that you would share out the show, like the show, subscribe to our YouTube channel over at Quay Price on YouTube. And say we're just trying to increase our exposure and get to as many people as possible. So,
You sound kind of muffled.
yeah, Chloe, you got some background noise coming through. I think it's that tank.
Is it me? Okay. I'll take care of that.
So yeah, for everybody who's joining us tonight, I'm gonna throw up the link to hop on the panel. If you want to come and join us for the show tonight on the panel, there's the link right there. I've also got it in both of the chat feeds over at the Candid Convos page, and I also have it over at the Quay Price page as well. So you can basically throw the link in your browser. Join us on the panel. Let's say you can cut off the camera if you choose. Totally up to you. Well, I say we appreciate you guys coming on the panel. Just helps for a better show, better engagement. All right, so let's get into this. So the topic for tonight, man, I'm about tired of y'all. I'm gonna run that back one more time. The topic for tonight, I am about tired of y'all. All right. So we got a couple things we're gonna touch tonight. Some of the stuff I can only shake my head, but we got a couple things we're gonna touch tonight. So let me get this going and we're gonna get right on into this. We got a couple things we're gonna touch. All right. So let me throw this up, get into this.
Because they're not saying, I think white women are beautiful. They're not saying, I have a preference for white women. They're saying that in rebuttal to this conversation because they're tired of the black woman that won't go to the gym. They're tired of the black woman that doesn't have a hot meal ready when he comes home from work. They're tired of shit like that. So they say, you know what? Where can I go now? What can I do now? Because every black woman I encounter got that attitude. I don't need you. I don't want you. I don't got to. Girl, I don't got to cook. You doing too much. That's the attitude that have us by ourselves. And I think that's a cop out too. You by yourself because don't nobody want you. And now you just saying you don't get attached.
All right. So that's the first one. So shout out to the young ladies in the video. So the sister is talking about brothers basically just getting tired of what they're experiencing from their women. And I have to, hold on one sec. I think that's C Prince coming in. Is that you, Prince?
Oh yeah, I heard
that. What's good, C Prince? How you doing,
brother? Yeah. Had a little last week trouble, but I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. We just getting into it, man. But did you catch that video, man?
I caught the tail end at the.
Oh, play it again.
All right, I'm gonna run that back, man, just for C Prince, so we can make sure he is current on what's going on. So let me run that back, and then we're gonna get into this conversation.
because they're not saying, I think white women are beautiful. They're not saying, I have a preference for white women. They're saying that in rebuttal to this conversation because they're tired of the black woman that won't go to the gym. They're tired of the black woman that doesn't have a hot meal ready when he comes home from work. They're tired of shit like that. So they say, you know what? Where can I go now? What can I do now? Because every black woman I encounter got that attitude. I don't need you. I don't want you. I don't got to. Girl, I ain't got to cook. You doing too much. That's the attitude that have us by ourselves. And I think that's a cop out too. You by yourself because don't nobody want you. And now you just saying you don't get attached.
Ooh. It hit different every time I hear her sing it.
I kind of like her.
Me same.
What you say, Steve Prince? I ain't catch that. What you say, man?
I kind of like her.
Well, you know what? This was laying it out, right? So I'm not even mad at the video. Let's just shout out to the young ladies in the video. But basically what she's talking about is the fact that, you know, a lot of black men have gotten tired of what they are seeing and experiencing with black women. Yeah, but at the end of the day, she's saying fellas is not running to white women. They ain't trying to do all that. They're trying to be with black women. And I agree. Yep, I agree that brothers are definitely trying to be with sisters. I agree with that. Now, that is not all brothers, right? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some instances where some brother may end up with a young lady from a different race, different culture, whatever, you know, however you want to call it. You know, I know we see that in the celebrity space and all of those things, but everyday brothers, you know, I'm going to say just from my experience, definitely want to be with sisters. But at the same time, what we are seeing from sisters today, I don't know what this is. Yep, I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's like it is just a constant battle. Yeah, brothers say that they are looking for feminine women. They catch the flack. Brothers say that, you know, they're looking for a woman that knows how to cook. They catch the flack. You know, we did a show on that before, and the ladies went in just because the brother asked her, did she know how to cook? I don't know when that became something that triggering, but that's what it was on the show. For anybody who saw that show. And, you know, brothers are always hearing, you know, from black women that black women don't need these black men. Always hearing that. Yeah, but I'm just curious to really know if that's going on in some of these other cultures out here, with some of these other races, if you will. I'm curious to know, do their women say those types of things to their men? But I mean, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it because, like I said, we back to the title. Listen, this is just one topic we're gonna touch tonight. I got another one we're gonna touch as well, but this is just one topic. And this is why some people is out here saying, I am tired of y'all. So I want to get into this. I want to get y'all thoughts. I see you, C Prince. I see you, Chloe. I see you, Vince. What's up to Vince down there as well? Go ahead, C Prince. I see it on your face, man. You want to kick it off, man?
I'll kick it off. I guess I will kick this off. You know, a lazy woman is a lazy woman, regardless of their color. Point blank. They just lazy. But the thing about now, women, especially black women, are so independent that they don't think they need the support of a man. That's what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because guess what? This is the thing. Women use men, especially our black women, they use men as toys, you know, trophies and stuff. I had him, just like men used to do women back in the day. Now the roles are reversed. Men don't like it. You know what I'm saying? We the toys. You know what I'm saying? They got jobs. They're independent. They really don't need your support. You know, they don't need nothing from you. But I'm gonna say, but I ain't gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna say it right now. But I
not
say
yet, not yet, man.
not yet. It's too early. It's too early for it. But I say like this. It's not men that are just tired of black women, because I ain't gonna never get tired of black women. Point blank, I ain't gonna do it. They can be lazy and stuff like that because I motivate them. Got to stop to motivate them.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm a motivator. So I just think men are just tired. Huh?
Go ahead, man.
That's his sound effect. You gotta ignore him, Prince.
I'm a motivator. I think men are just tired of putting in work with women who are unappreciative. A lot of black women are unappreciative. Not all of them, the majority of them is like unappreciative, because like, why you do that? I could do it myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your money. I got money. I got them bands. You know how to get the hand boomers and stuff like that. So, a lot of people don't want to deal with that attitude. But you know what? I like challenges, so don't bother me.
Wait. So hold up, see, Prince. So I want to just clarify on something you said. So are you saying that these sisters these days do not know how to appreciate these black men? Is that what you're saying?
I think so, and I think it's for a reason, because they've been so mistreated by the black men. So when they do get a black man that shows them affection, it's foreign to them. So they don't know how to appreciate this man come to him as a man, and not, he ain't trying to game her, but guess what? He's a little too nice. He's a little too giving. He's too more of attention to me. But what he really want is just to be with you. But you think he want other things. So guess what? I'm gonna game him before he games me. And that's where the gamesmanship comes about this thing. You know what I'm saying? You if you gotta think about this. If you have somebody who's injured emotionally and tired and being ran over, when somebody good come into their life, they don't know how to appreciate it. So guess what? They're gonna game them back. So it's like a dog-eat-dog world right now in a relationship, especially with black women, because they like, man, I thought this dude was good, but he was married. I thought this dude was good, but he's on the other side of the fence. He's just using me to make like he got a normal life. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that's going on in the dating world with these women. So guess what? They yes, they're gonna be very unappreciative. And then guess what? Hindsight's a mud, because a lot of women say like, I should have kept him because he was good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but okay. So let me ask this question to that, because I got to challenge that point you just made. That feel like an excuse to me. The point that you made about the ladies not appreciating the man, or not knowing how to appreciate the man. I think ladies know how to appreciate a man. They choose when they want to and when they don't. So my struggle with that is regardless of what your experience was with some other guy previously, what does that have to do with your current guy? Yeah. Why is it that a woman can't appreciate her current guy if he is showing her something just because she had some bad experiences with some guy in the past? That don't make sense to me.
Well, furthermore, on top of that, like, a guy could say the same thing. Like, a guy could say that I've been, burned by women who have wanted to take advantage of all the things that I'm willing to do. Like, I'm out here trying to date, so I'm taking them on out on dinners. I'm doing certain things with them. I'm trying to show her quarter and show her how to have a good time and things like that. But I'm getting played around with. Like, she don't even really like me. She friend zoning me. I'm too nice. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm too that. But she don't mind going out to dinner with me when I'm paying for dinner. She don't mind when I want to take her to the movies. She don't mind when I want to buy this or buy this. Or I call her and say, hey, let's go to the mall. Like, she cool. But I think that there's been some playing going on both sides. The problem that I'm seeing is, from a female standpoint, I'm always going to talk to the ladies. I'm a lady. I'm going to talk to the ladies. From a female standpoint, what I don't understand is, ladies, why is it that you're mad? Like, you get upset with the men when they start to call you to the mat and expect you to show up and address some of these real issues that exist. You get upset with them, right? You get upset with the Kevin Samuels of the world and those people that are a part of the menosphere, whether you agree with everything they say or not, you get upset with them. Then you get upset with the women who are, quote unquote, siding with these men and saying, okay, but they're making sense. So it's like, at what point do you get upset with yourself? At what point do you look at yourself and go, wait, could there be something to this? Is there a problem with me? Have I healed from my trauma? Like Nakia said, there is a unfortunate stigma of, and it's real, of the father being missing in the homes, right? We've talked about that before. We've addressed it before. So I think that we've given plenty of strategies, or we've given a way to find solutions around that. But at the end of the day, if this is your experience, if this has been your experience, then I think it's even more important that we normalize healing from that, right? Because if you don't heal from that, if you don't truly do the work and even get the assistance that's needed to heal from that, then you take that into your relationships. Because when you come upon a man that really wants to be with you, I'm not saying every other guy, because every guy is not going to be the right guy, unfortunately. But when you come around a guy that's really trying to be with you, like, you have to be in a healed place so that you can be right for that man. It's not just about the man being right for you. You need to be right for him too. And some of these strikeouts that we have is because we're just simply choosing wrong. We're choosing wrong. And if we have trauma and we're carrying that into our relationships potentially, and we're carrying that into, our selection process, then how can we even begin to pick the right person, right? Because we're even picking from a healed place, from a trauma place. It's all trauma. So how can you take that and make something beautiful out of it if you don't do the work to heal it? It's not going to work. We can't keep saying this is the situation. We have to then try to find a way to resolve that situation. We can't keep talking about the problem without providing some path to, the solution or the resolution. I think it's time for us to, like, be honest about our part, the part that we play in it. And I think that, unfortunately, I agree with you, Nakia. Part of healing is accepting that it's tough for us. Okay, it's tough for us. Now what? The problem is you have to actually accept it and not say you're accepting it and then stay in denial about it. You have to actually say, this is a problem. I am operating in trauma because of this. Now I'm going to do this, this, and this to actually heal from it. We can't say we're healed. We can't say we recognize the trauma in our lives and then it stops there. And a lot of us, we need help. We can't do it on our own. And I think that, we say a lot of things, but then when it's time to put these things into practice, that's when we kind of fall short. And then we're taking it into our relationships. And, the state of the Black woman, Black male relationship right now, we're seeing the results of it.
Okay. Man, see, Prince, you guys want to put in on this conversation? Oh, y'all.
Well, I was waiting for C Prince, so if you want me to go ahead.
Yeah, brother, I already will. I'll let you go. I could. I'm going after. I got it.
First of all, C Prince, we missed you last week, brother. I thought you were going to say something on Big Unk, but I guess you're busy.
Look, I was gone. I had a crisis, and I had to handle it.
Yeah, take care of your business, big dog.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a cultural thing also than a quote unquote black and white issue. And I say that because I seen the picture that you put up on Bronny and his date to the prom. And I think that we also have to realize is that, like, with me growing up, I'm a certain age, demographic, very segregated. I didn't really meet or go to school with any white person until I went to U of D. That was my freshman year in college. So we do have to understand that a lot of our children now are in very diverse. You know, my son goes to North, where I think it's 30% black, maybe. I don't know if it's that high, but you have a lot of Asians, you have white, you have a lot of different things. So you kind of date who you around. And then another experience that really tripped me out was that when all of my dating career, I had a friend who I went to who I went to school with, and he was dating a white girl. So she was up in Michigan State, and we went up there to see her, you know, for the weekend. And we went up there for breakfast. When we came in, the girl had fruit laid out for us and had coffee. And I'm like, we ain't got to take her out. I mean, she did a picnic basket for us. And I was like, I ain't never been treated like this. You know, if I got to go somewhere, I got to cook it. I ain't cooking nothing. We go have to. I was like, wow. But then when I seen her family, you know, she was the youngest of 7 or 8 from Flowerville, back, you know, boom in Lansing. So her culture was, you know, her mother and father was married, all her brothers and sisters was married. So her culture was catering to her man. And I had never experienced nothing like that. I'm like, man, you better keep her. And it was just because the way that she gave was so, you know, she was really catering, and she was catering to me, and I was just his homeboy. Vince, you need anything? Vince, you want some coffee? Vince, you know, we stayed with her in her little side room, and she made sure I was comfortable. And Vince, you need another pillow? And Vince, I'm like, wait a minute, she ain't even my woman, and she catering to me like this. So it was just a difference that I had never really experienced that until really now. As far as my wife, how she caters to me. But I think it's a cultural thing, and since we don't have men in the home, a lot of our women have not had the experience of a loving man to cater to.
So let me touch that.
When they out here dating, you just don't know. It's just like a man.
Let me touch that, Vince. So you just said something, right? And I think this is what is causing a lot of the friction that we're seeing. And let me touch these comments real fast. The kid Melissa said, so what you're saying is black women do that. You were speaking about a Caucasian woman, right, Vince?
That one instance, yeah, it was a Caucasian woman. I was maybe 24.
Okay, all right.
It was something that I just had never experienced in the dating world. Yes, my mother catered to me. Yes, my grandmother catered to me. But as far as in the dating world, I had never had a woman to cater to me like that off the rip.
Right. Now, I got you. I just wanted to clarify for that question from the kid. Let's see. Janice said, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Janice. She said a lot of black women do that. So I think this is where the question is coming in, Janice. I think you have a percentage of black men who feel like black women don't do that. And I think that is triggering a lot of, the conversations that we are seeing. Vince brought up a point, right? And I want to touch this. And these comments going crazy. Nicole said, but men clearly have taken advantage of that.
And can I clarify something? I think it was more so her culture than her race. Because she was also one of the first women that now it wasn't my date, it was my friend's date. And that was one of the first women that really had a nuclear family. I think it was that more so than she was white. I think it was because she come from a nuclear family. You know, her parents was married, all of her sisters and brothers were married. She was the baby of 6. All of her sisters and brothers were married, been married since high school. And all of them catered to their husbands. I seen it. I went, the mama catered to the dad. So I think more of it was just her culture rather than her race. She just happened to be white.
Okay. I understand that.
So I don't put a slander on the ladies. I'm not saying black women don't do that. I was saying this was my first experience of having that type of situation.
Okay, I don't know.
I gotta
Vince.
clean it up. I want to,
I,
you know.
it might, but y'all know, Vince. They might be feeling like that right now. I'm looking at these comments, man. So let me keep reading a couple more of these. She's saying we cater too darn much to black men.
You know what it is that you cater to the wrong one.
Woo, woo, woo. That pick and wrong. It's that pick and wrong. Say
You
that, brother.
cater to the wrong one.
my God.
Say that, brother. It's that pick and wrong. And then when you cater to the wrong one, and no attack intended, but when you cater to the wrong one, right? You cater to the wrong one, they take advantage of it because that kind of guy is absolutely going to take advantage of it. They take advantage of it, and now you're traumatized from that experience. So you take that to the next relationship, right? Instead of healing from that, because every man is not going to do that to you. And if you're picking the right one, and no right one don't mean perfect, because that don't exist. But if you pick the right one, then you know that he will not do that. He will appreciate you.
Let me ask this question because I'm noticing something now. Shout out to Rodney for this comment. He says my wife caters to me. Shout out to my wifey. Rodney saying his wife caters to him. We got Vince saying his wife caters to him. So I got a question for the ladies.
What your wife do?
My wife catered to me. Hey, I'm not holding nothing back on her.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Look, Prince, they got at me on the last show said that we don't say nothing about our marriage, so I had to throw that out there. You know, I just had to be clear about it, Prince.
Wow.
Just had to throw that out there for
Throw
you.
it out there. Keep it real.
Let me ask this question, and now I'm curious of something. So when Vince made his comments, the comments blew up. Ladies were firing them comments off left and right. Ladies, I got a question. Why does it feel like these types of topics are triggering for ladies? And I'm using that wording on purpose, right? I'm using triggering on purpose. Why is it that when these types of conversations or these types of comments are made, it's like it does something to the ladies? I'm just really curious of what that is, right? Because if some of these things are not accurate, then I don't understand what the triggering is about, right? At the end of the day, we got something going on between black men and black women. You know, I'm always calling the ladies out to lay it on the table. Yeah, what is it? Get it off your chest. Say it, type it out, curse words, whatever you got to type out. But I need to understand what it is because there's clearly an issue, right? Yeah, you know, look, going back to the video that I put up, the dudes is tired of y'all, real talk. And I think a lot of it is because there's a constant bucking between the men and the women. You know, there's a constant back and forth. You know, the men are saying they want a lady that cook. The lady's like, I ain't cooking for you. You know, the dudes is like, they want a feminine woman. The lady's like, I don't care what you want. You know, the dudes is like, you know, I want a fit woman. The ladies is like, I ain't going to no gym. I ain't got time for that. It's like it's just always something. And then you even have situations where dudes are actually out here about their business, handling their business. And they like, all right, sis, I'm handling that biz. Now I want you to do A, B, and C in return. And the lady's like, I ain't got to do none of that.
Oh.
If dudes trying to take ladies on dates nowadays, and the lady like, I don't eat that. Just trying to take a lady out on a date. You ain't spent $400. Oh, you broke ninja. It's like it's always something. Ladies only talking about dude who make 100,000. Oh, that ain't no money. So like we like creeping up on that point where I think the dudes is just like tired of these ladies. Like they just like, you know what, whatever. Y'all go be on yourself or whatever. And I don't think I'm gonna try to speak for the ladies. I don't think that's what y'all want, ladies. I don't think y'all just, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all the ladies want to be single. Maybe that's what it is. Ladies, drop a comment. Do you just want to be single? Like you don't even want no man? Like I'm just curious. That's what it's feeling like out here. Like it's just we got a whole problem.
You forgot one, boo.
Go ahead.
You forgot they don't want no man that work a 9 to 5.
Right, that too. Let me throw a couple slaps.
But for real, okay, but for real. We cannot, okay, seriously. I'm having fun with it, but at the same time, like clearly there is a rift between Black men and Black women, and we definitely need to figure out how to repair it, seriously, because I do believe that Black men want to be with Black women, and I do believe that Black women do want to be with Black men. See, when you really don't care about something, when you really don't care about somebody, you don't even give no time or no kind of energy to them. You don't talk about it, you don't think about it, you don't fool with it, you just don't. But the fact that we keep arguing like this back and forth just tells me that we still care. There's still some care between Black men and Black women. We still care. I believe we still want to be with each other. We were literally created for each other. And I just, obviously there's things that men need to work on. I'm gonna let the dudes talk about that. And those are topics that we should also talk about too. I always speak to women because I am a woman, and I do see things being on the outside looking in. And for me, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be, funny, and I already got chose. So this ain't about me being picked. Ladies, I'm kind of getting tired of us too. Wait, let me correct. I'm kind of getting tired of y'all too. Because I don't know how many times I've said things like, for real, being honest and trying to be cool and like really trying to talk to women. And it's been things said in response to me. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, you don't want to hear from the dudes. Okay, I get that. You don't want to hear from the women either. It's like women are saying, hey, ladies, like, come on, we like, what's going on? This, that, and the third. Y'all don't want to hear from us either. Like, at some point as women, we have to take a look at ourselves and just take some kind of accountability. Nobody's just trying to dump it all in the Black woman's lap and say, you're the only problem. Because obviously there's a whole other list of issues that we need to address on the male side. But, Black women walking around like they don't have any problems. And I just, I think we need to be honest if we actually want to make some change.
Let me touch this comment, because I think this is part of the problem right here. So Johnny said, I'm going to be honest, these Black men that was just raised by a whole bunch of women, too much for me. That's my issue. The broken homes with no fathers or male figure is too much for me. Okay, so Janice, I can feel this. I'm gonna give it to you in a sec, C Prince. I can feel this. But my issue with this is, some comments back. There was a comment that said that the ladies got it all figured out. They got it all covered, so they don't need no men. So if y'all got it all covered and y'all don't need no men, then what we talking about? Because you can't have it both ways. You can't have it all covered and taken care of on your own as a single woman, but then we want to talk about these dudes being raised by single women. Like that don't add up. It's like it's gotta be one way or the other. Either we need the man and the woman in the household taking care of the children and raising the children, or we just need single moms, raising the kids by themselves. It's got to be one or the other. Because at the end of the day, if we're talking about the single mom scenario is causing these type of men that's bothering you or irritating you or causing you issue, then that sounds like we need men. So that contradicts, goes against what a lot of the ladies are saying today when they say they don't need a man. So I mean, we really got to tap into that, because like I said, that's a whole issue right there in itself. Go ahead, C Prince.
Now I'm about to come at her.
Come on with it, man. Let's go. Hold on. Let me throw them bells up. Let's go.
Throw this smoke on her. Because this is my problem with that whole statement. She said, raised by a bunch of women. First of all, the women you talking about ain't women just because of their age. They still girls. There's a lot of single women that raise a lot of great men in this world. Hands down, because they taught that man how to be a man. And guess what? You need a male role model to see who you want like to be with when you grow up. You know, you have your idols and stuff like that. It's all that woman tell that man, this is how you treat this woman when you get a woman. Your mother's going to tell the young men how to treat that woman. But most of you women now, you girls nowadays don't teach that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's going to be all right. He plays with fake dogs. Y'all sensitize these men. And then y'all overprotect them, not letting them be men. Understand this. Oh, I ain't going to let you do that to my son. Sometimes your son needs his butt kicked in them streets. Understand that he get it's a learning lesson. A loss is a loss. If you learn from it, you become greater. But the problem is, most of you women make these men emotionally wrecks. They don't have no backbone. They have no character. That's the problem. So it's a lot of these girls out here having kids, calling themselves women, which is a false statement. So I know women who raise single men, and they're men. But I know a lot of girls who raise men, and they ain't men. So guess what? Let's break that all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Women can help raise a man, but girls cannot. So guess what? So when you see your so-called women friends or your girlfriends, remind them to grow up and become a woman so they can raise their child. That's what you do.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, I would like to go back to a comment if I can, please.
Go ahead. Which one?
I think it was the comment. I think it was by Janice. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm sorry, guys. No, I can't find it. I think it was the comment about, okay, so it was the comment about, oh yeah, Janice was, I know she was joking, but she was saying like, you know, she need a man because she need her trash taken out.
Oh yeah,
and rent is high, right? So like, okay, so like I know she was joking, and I know that, but I'm gonna use this comment because it is a good like segue into this particular thought, right? Like we do have to get to the point where we understand that even though I know Janice was joking, there are a lot of women who do literally have a mentality that Black men have only been reduced to, men in general, but we're talking about the Black community, so I'll stay there. Black men have been reduced to just being a financial asset, and that's it, right? So then when you do that, when you reduce them to just a financial asset, then yes, it will be easier for women to believe that they don't need them, right? Because if you're a woman who has a good job and financially you can take care of yourself, financially, like you're good, right? Like you making good money, you got your own house, you got your own car, right? Like I understand that, right? So you might feel like if all you looking at this man as is a financial asset, then for you like, well, shoot, what I need him for. But we have to remember, and we've said it in this conversation as well, we have to remember that Black men and men in general, their importance doesn't just end in what they are financially able to do. I get it. That's a resource they provide. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying that. But what about all of the other important things that their presence brings to a relationship? Like we have to remember, we're talking about these broken homes. That means that Black male presence is important, obviously, for more than just that of a financial asset. And I think we have to remember that, because I'm wondering if some of these same women that Prince is talking about, I believe that some of these same women that he's saying they're not women, they girls. I don't know if that's a mentality that comes from a lack of experience, a lack of maturity. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a mindset that comes from you looking at, social media or the representation of people that you see around you, and all they care about is what they can buy and where they can go, what their house look like, and what their car look like. But the substance, like the meat, is not there. But we have to get to the point where we stop reducing these roles. And Kamiki, I think it's a cap. I don't believe for one second that Black men are reducing themselves. What I do believe is that we're talking so much about how much a Black man makes that now I wonder if Black men feel like they gotta lead with that. I mean, Black women are leading with it these days. So do Black men feel like, well, she wants to know, can I afford her? So I gotta let her know. Like, I mean, I think like, there's a lot of adaptation that's happening, with the roles between men and women. And I wonder if that's what you're seeing. Like, but these things aren't just happening, right? There's a cause and an effect. And I feel like we always want to look at the effect, but we never want to give the cause any real thoughts. So I wonder if that's part of, what you're seeing.
Yeah, but let me answer. Go ahead, see Prince. Go ahead.
Now, I'm gonna say this, right? Because everybody always emphasize the man and the woman being home. But let's be truthful though. When you're a young man, 9 times out of 10, most young men don't idolize their father. They idolize the people they see in the street because they see their father all the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't appreciate your father and what he instilled into you, basically, until you get out in the house and you get on your own and you start seeing what he instilled in you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I tell everybody, a lot of people's like, oh, that's sad, because guess what? Your dad wasn't a basketball player. Your dad wasn't a football star.
That's not true.
Your dad wasn't something that you was, you know what I'm saying? You was striving to not be like your father because he was working. You was trying to idolize these stars. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, people say it's not true. It's true, because guess what? When you idolize people, you want to be like somebody else outside of your household. A lot of people don't understand that concept. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? To getting your training in your home. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that, for me, for instance, I like the streets. I idolize the streets for real. You know what I'm saying? I like the streets. I stopped playing football, scholarships and everything, but the streets was appealing to me because the dudes on the streets were cool. Went in the military, still like the streets. But then when I had my family, and then I start seeing the type of man I really was more like my father than what I was idolizing or chasing or thinking I should be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you got to come into your own, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of young men get the influence from outside their house, chasing something that they're not, until they become a man and understand that they was getting things from their homes or from the men around them. That's when they start to build up their own style. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. A lot of people understand that, yes, you can have both parents at home, but sometimes the outer influence are greater than what's in your house. Not saying that they're doing anything wrong in your house. It's just how you perceive things. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, baby.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, baby. No, I was just gonna say it's a lot of deflecting going on in the comments. It's a lot of deflecting going on. So let me just see if I can try to, kind of address that. First and foremost, like this whole idea of, the money-based marriage. Let's take it back to the Bible. I'm so glad you said that, Janice. Jacob, when he wanted to marry Rachel, he literally had nothing. Like, he had nothing. He was Laban's, because Bible, I know. He was Laban's servant. He didn't have nothing. He had to work 7 years to earn the right to marry Rachel. He was broke. There, every instance in the Bible, everybody wasn't rich. Everybody didn't have a lot of money. But the difference is, because I know the women of the Bible, the difference is those women were faithful and dedicated to those men, regardless of if they could provide a lot, how do you want to say it, a lavish lifestyle for them or not. Because not all of them had money like that. Everybody wasn't Abraham. Everybody wasn't blessed like him. And later, Jacob was blessed because God blessed him. But when Jacob first met Rachel, he was running. He was on the run from Esau. He didn't have nothing. He had nothing to his name but the clothes on his back. So we've made it in this capitalistic society all about money. And no, money absolutely does not have a negative connotation unless you give it one. When you start saying stuff to a man like 100K ain't nothing, when you start saying stuff like, I don't want a man that work a 9 to 5, like when you start saying stuff like that, then that's when in my purview, like money takes on a negative connotation, because then there's never enough, it's not enough, and then it becomes all about what that money can do for you. Obviously, a man's going to come to you letting you know he can provide a resource. So yeah, he's going to want you to know, I can provide a resource financially because we got to live. So no, money does not have a negative connotation unless you give it that. But where I see the negative coming in is when we say the money is the most important thing and nothing else matters as much. That's when it goes negative for me, because that man might be a good man that isn't earning 100K. He just doesn't. But he's a man that's dedicated. He's loyal. You can trust him. He's dependable. He does work hard. He'll absolutely take care of his kids. He'll absolutely take care of you. So it's just like, this for me is where I it's a disconnect for me, because it's not negative until you make it negative. Having a lot of money is not a problem. It's the mindset. And what I see is it's a breakdown in people's mindset when they give money such a high importance that it's like now every decision they make is completely based off and controlled by money. So then it's not what old girl say in the movie, make the money, don't let it make you. Well, it's a whole lot of money out here making people. Like, it has complete control. That's why it's a problem. That's when it becomes negative.
Yeah, let me touch something real quick, because it is a lot going on in these comments down here.
Like all over the place.
Yeah, so just to respond to Janice, money is important, Janice. Like I said, we understand that. But when it becomes the priority, like I said, that's where the problem comes in. And like I said, when money is changing your mindset, that's when the problem comes in. So just to wrap that up. But I want to touch something real quick, because I got to take this back to the topic. Yeah, this is why a lot of these dudes.
It's a lot of.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, this is why a lot of these dudes is tired of y'all. I see this comment a lot, and they still get cheated on. So, and I'm like, ladies, let me be real about it. Get over that. I'm so tired of seeing this comment. I'm really so tired of seeing this comment, because ladies, at the end of the day, we got to move forward. Yep, I don't know why this comment always pops up. I don't even find it all that funny. It's really not funny at all. It's actually quite immature. Yep, at the end of the day, we talking about handling your business. Yep, if the ladies want the fellas to handle their biz and get it together, the fellas expect the same thing from the ladies. Point blank.
That part.
It's real simple. Yep, ladies continue to go around here talking about they want these traditional men who provide, protect, do all of this, but then at the same time, ladies want to be all over the place. And it's straight trash. And that's why we're having this conversation tonight. Cats is tired of y'all with that garbage. Yeah, real talk. I want to have these conversations because we got to touch these topics, but we also got to grow and move forward at the same time. And this nonsense stuff that we be on, man, let that trash go. People don't understand how whack this stuff make you look. Let that mess go. Yep, real talk. Be about your biz. Yep, step your game up. Yep, all this, she still got cheated, all this trash. Let that mess go. We too grown for all that. Yeah, I'm getting tired myself. Yeah, we get on here every Wednesday night to have these conversations because people don't provide the platforms to have these conversations. But this nonsense stuff ain't getting us nowhere. Yeah, let that mess go.
It's not cute and it's not funny.
No, it's not. And I had enough of it. Yeah, real talk. Cats is tired of this mess. It's whack. It's stale. It's old.
And it's time to get serious about your healing. Like, it's time to get serious about your progress. Like, nobody has time to waste doing this. Like, nobody will gets up here. I understand there's the entertainment element to this. Of course it is. We're gonna joke, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna crack some jokes in the comments. It's cool. But at the end of the day, I don't do this. Prince don't do this. Vince don't do this. Quay don't do this because we just up here for funsies. Like, we really actually hoping that these conversations will plant seeds. We can talk about all kinds of things, all kinds of topics to help move us forward as a community, as a collective. Because nobody really gives us a platform like this to really talk about these types of subjects, basically anything that we want to talk about. And so when you come on the show, like, come, all are welcome. But like, let's chop it up. Let's talk for real. Like, leave the ego, check the ego, leave it at the door. Like, leave the pride at the door. Like, let's have a real conversation about it. Because at the end of the day, it's not doing us no good to keep doing the same stuff over and over again. Like, let's get off this hamster wheel. Let's try to actually move forward. That means that there has to be some accountability on both sides. It's not just women. Men have to own their stuff too. Like, we all got to own our stuff or we're not going to go anywhere. And making jokes about it all the time and never being willing to receive or correct, you're going to be stuck. I mean, come on, y'all, ladies, like, for real. Like, nobody's trying to, I don't know what y'all think is happening. Like, nobody's attacking you for real. But to think that you can go through any of the things, just the things that you guys have mentioned in the comment, broken homes and dealing with the bad choices you made in your past, because we've all made some. If you think you can walk away from those things without some type of trauma or taking that stuff with you, if you think that it doesn't affect you, then you're in denial. And we are talking about that being the biggest reason why our futures and what we want for ourselves don't materialize. So when we start to have that real, honest conversation, come with that. Come with the real, honest conversation. Leave the immaturity at home. Nobody got time for that. Like, CTFU. Like, nobody got time for that. Stop that. It's not doing you any good. You putting up that little wall or it's cute, it's funny. It's not doing you any good. Because you still where you at. And that's not that's not an attack. Like, that's real. And then what is happening is, for the woman who doesn't want to take it seriously, and I'm not saying that's every woman, but for the woman who doesn't want to take it seriously, then she starts saying exactly what that woman in that video said. She starts saying, well, that's okay. I don't need a man, or that's why I don't get attached to men. No, baby, you don't get attached to men because they're not attaching themselves to you. They're not. They won't, because it's foolishness. Any man that is got all the traits that y'all say y'all want him to have, he making 100K plus. He got a good job. He can take you on a vacation whenever he wants to. He'll make 200, bring 200K in so that y'all can, you can be stay-at-home mom. And you can still get your hair done, your wig split, and everything else. That dude is not gonna play these childish games with you. He gonna want you to drop the attitude, boo-boo. Drop the attitude. This black woman attitude that y'all carry around, you can have that in the boardroom. Have that attitude when you're leading your team. But when it's time for you to go home and be a wife and be a mom, drop that attitude. Leave it outside the door. So when you come into your home, it's your place of peace, yours and his. Y'all don't know when to turn that thing off. Turn that thing off sometime. And you guys don't even know how to turn it off to have this real important, honest conversation. You don't even know how to turn it off for this. You bringing it into this conversation. So we in this conversation and we got the snappy comments in the conversation. We can't even be real in this moment. Ain't nobody on this panel trying to date you. We trying to further and advance. Now y'all got me over here. Now I gotta act like auntie. This is ridiculous, ladies. Snap out of it.
That's real.
This is why they tired of y'all. And I'm tired of y'all too. And I'm talking to the ones that act like this. If you don't act like this, then this don't fit you. But if you know that you do, then it is what it is. In Jesus' name, amen.
There it is. Go ahead, Vince. Then we're going to swing back to this question from Nicole, because I actually want Chloe to touch that question. So we'll go after you, Vince. Go ahead.
I want to thank Chloe for being honest and being transparent. I think a lot of times also is that can't nobody tell us nothing no more. You know, can't nobody pull our coattail. You know, can't nobody judge us. Can't nobody say nothing. And it's become a society where we don't respect each other. We don't respect our elders. There was a time where an elder, and I'm 50 years old, and I still respect my elders. I try not to even cuss around older people, and I'm 50 years old because I respect my elders. But we have come to a society where only our feelings matter. We raise our children to be spoiled and only thinking themselves. And you know, I wish my wife, you know, would come on the live, but she done. She like, look, I got a husband. These, and I think a lot of ladies who are married, such as Chloe, have good information, but these ladies don't want to listen. They want to just say, oh well, you know, she can't be happy, or she lying, or he can't be all that, but not understanding that we all are imperfect. We all have a story to tell. But we have to come together in accountability first.
Thanks.
And put all this extra stuff behind it and understand it's us. The reason why you single is you. If you over 30, 35 and still single, it's you. And until you fix you ain't gonna get it.
No, that's facts. That's facts, man. I appreciate you saying that. I want to put this post back up real quick because, like I said, this is the type of stuff I want to see. So let's say Nicole dropped a comment. She said, Chloe Price, honest question. What questions do you believe a woman should ask to vet out the correct guy, leaving money out of it? Chloe, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think first, and this is not, I hope this don't sound condescending. I promise you it's not meant to be. But I really think first you have to know what you want. Because if you know what you want, I won't even say know what you want. I'm sorry. You should know what you need. If you know the kind of life that you want to have, and I know you, Nicole, I know you know the kind of life that you want to have. So since I know you know the kind of life that you want to have, then you know what kind of guy, the qualities that he's going to need to be able to come together with you and y'all build that life, right? Because it's supposed to be about a partnership. So there are going to be certain qualities that he is going to have as a man that will allow you and him together to be able to build the life that you want, right? You're going to want a guy who is ambitious. And if he's ambitious, you're not going to worry about can he take care of you or not. Because ain't no man that has the quality of being ambitious going to be lazy. He's not going to want to put everything on you. Because if this man is ambitious and has a good head on his shoulder, then you're never going to have to worry about how y'all going to eat. Because he's going to make sure y'all eat. Right? You want to do that. He knows how to carry himself. And I'm not just saying everything he wears designer. I'm not even talking about that. He knows how to carry himself. He knows how to hold a conversation, right? He knows how to be around people and he's well versed. Like, and this ain't about him necessarily having all of these like these degrees or being super decorated in that instance, because that's not always going to be the guy that it doesn't instantly make him worthy of you because of that, right? So I think it's about really knowing yourself, like really knowing you, and then you'll know, okay, if I want this kind of life, it'll be based off the type of life you want. If you want kids, if you don't want kids, if you want to live here, if you want to live there, and then from there, after you know what you want, then you go find a guy that has the characteristics that you guys can build their life together. Your mindset has to be in the right, because honestly, if you have the right mindset, it'll be easier for you to find that guy. Now, when I say easy, I don't mean you're just gonna walk out your door and stumble upon him. I wish it was like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it'll be easier for you to vet that guy, right? Because you know what you want. I think sometimes we're not clear about what we want. We don't know what we want, or we know what we want, but what we want is not actually what we need. And that's what causes us to pick wrong. That's what causes us to make the wrong choice, right? And then we end up getting hurt. Not that, even when you find a good guy, there's always going to be things that you guys maybe not agree on, or that kind of thing. There's always going to be work in a relationship. But I think that's the starting point. And what I see, not speaking on you, Nicole, but what I see from some women is they go out here to find a man and they do base it on money. Unlike you asking a question, what questions do you ask? That's valid. Like, already your mindset is different. A lot of women go out there saying, well, I know physically what kind of stuff I want. I want this kind of house. I want this kind of car. I want this. And all of the things that they're looking for are completely superficial. So then they pick the guy based off of that. And it's the wrong choice. You need to be looking at the quality of life that you want, not the quantity of life that you want. And if you're looking at the quality of life that you want, then that will frame the types of questions that you need to ask. But I do want to actually give you a more personalized, so maybe you and I could talk like offline.
Yeah, y'all take that offline. This
and
ain't
I really want to answer it like for real, but I feel like we gotta chat.
Yeah, this ain't no matchmaking on here. We're gonna take
like we gotta chat.
Y'all can, Nicole, you can do
asking.
Nicole,
now I'm about to crush
all
that
that on Tinder and all of that. This ain't no matchmaking going on.
I'm just saying, she asked. Look,
I'm about to crush all that.
I'm just playing. You want to say something, C Prince? You got some advice for Nicole and what she should ask, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Nicole. Since you asked the question, what should you ask her, man? Not a damn thing, since you don't know how to ask anything. Point blank. Don't open your mouth. Listen. He'll guide you to the water if you need to. If you don't have no conversation with a man, you shouldn't speak. Hands down, don't speak.
What?
Because guess what? You ain't got confidence to carry a conversation. So guess what? Don't ask. That's how I feel. Hands down. If I approach you and you don't know how to carry on the conversation, I'm gonna lead you where you need to be. Hands down. That's how it's supposed to be. Hands down. For real, it's the truth. So if a woman can't carry herself, guess what? I'm gonna carry her for you. And guess what? I'm gonna move you the way I want you to move, and that's how it's gonna be. Period. Y'all laughing, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
There's some
partly true. It's partly true. You do have to listen, but at the same time, you got to ask questions. So you have to get to know it.
Go ahead and clean this up, Vince.
Right.
Well, I think you and I agree with Chloe. I think you have to be intentional, first of all, and know what you want, and know what you need, and know what type of lifestyle you want to lead. And yes, that does include money. Do you want to be married? If you want to be married, you should only date men that are marriage minded. As far as character, you really, in my estimate, you really shouldn't ask any questions. You should just see what he says, because once you start asking questions, you might get lied to. So you don't want a man, if you know, oh, I want kids. Oh yeah, I want kids. Oh yeah, I want to live in this time. Oh yeah, I want to live in. So you want to wait and see what he says, what his character is. And as far as character, it's very easy. I mean, depending on the age range. I don't know how old you are, but I would guess what 30 maybe. I don't know, but basically, if he don't have a car, if he don't have a place, you can't put a man together. And I think that's what some women do. They try to put a man together. Real men don't need to be put together. They already come together.
Right.
If that's what you want. Now, you have to base it on his character. See how he works. If he works. See how he respects his job. See how he respects his place. See how he respects his family, his mother, his sister. Does he take care of his kids? Or does he complain about, she don't let me see the kids? Red flag. There's a court right down there in Oakland County, in Pontiac, and there's one right there in Detroit. If you care about your kids enough, go down there and file your motion. And if you ain't got no money for that, then I'm gonna pass you on by, brother. I need something else. So you gotta base that on a man's character, and it does. You have to include money because most people get upset because of a lifestyle that they want, and the other person can't achieve it, or they can't achieve it together. So if you want a certain lifestyle, then you really do. And I think that a lot of times this whole opposites attract. He come from the other side. He's street, and I'm smart, and yeah, that makes for great movies. Yeah, Tupac is good on the movie, but I don't know if that worked in the real world. Mm-hmm. So if you want your kids to go to a certain school, but your spouse said, well, no, I just want them to go to DPS, which I ain't not saying I'm wrong with it, but you have to understand what is this lifestyle I want. And you have to bake men and women. If you have a man and you a hardworking man and you need a type of woman who's going to take care of the house and be more of a supportive to you, then that's the type of woman you need to get. You don't need to get a career woman that want to be out the house and want you to cook.
I got something.
Go ahead, Prince.
I see Miss Martin over here. She got a lot to say, and I like this. But I'm gonna tell you something, Miss Martin. Yes, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. The problem is you women use your mouth too much, so we can listen to everything you say. So guess what? We know how to take advantage of you tell us everything without knowing us. Hands down. You don't know who we are. You don't get to know us. You know what you like. And guess what? The greatest men in the world, you know what I'm saying? Men are womanizers if they listen by nature. Because guess what? You're going to tell us how to get to you. You know what? You're going to make sure we know how to get that wet ass effect on you. Which you're going to make sure. Because you're going to tell us everything to get there.
Oh, my God.
Understand this. That's what it is.
I'm sorry, Nicole. I mean, you asked a real question, and this went so many different places.
It's going straight. It's going straight.
Like I said, I'll hit you up on a sad booth so we can chat. No, but seriously, Vince had a lot of jewels to drop, and Steve Prince kind of helping in his own Steve Prince way. But no, but seriously, honestly, you do have to ask questions. But you also do have to be observant because it's the things that he doesn't say. Like Vince said, it's the things that he doesn't say that you do want to pay attention to. But I guess for me, if we don't want to have to make money the main issue, like I said, I think that's when observing a man's character, because it'll tell you a lot about how he moves, and just certain men, if they have a certain type of character, you're not going to have to worry about your money, because I found in my personal experience, I don't know every man alive, but I found in my personal experience that that type of guy is if he's broke, he ain't gonna stay broke for long.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is going back to a point that was made earlier about men minimizing themselves. To be honest, sometimes our women will use money to minimize men. If they will use things that men may bring to the table as a part of their protection and providing package. And wrapped in that package, you know, is a financial aspect, you know, and his, you know, part of that providing as well is his work ethic or his drive. And I just noticed as of lately, these are some of the things now that we are now shooting down like they don't matter. You know, tying back to the 100K guys, is that's irrelevant now. 100K. Yep, knowing that that is a part of that man's providing his 100,000 that he's bringing to the family or bringing to the household, right? So sometimes that money gets used to minimize some of these guys. And that's another one of those things as a community that, you know what I'm saying, we got to stop doing. Yeah, we're using these things nowadays to minimize each other. Like that's all we good for. That's all we worth. And that's not true. Yeah, we try to minimize these men with their salaries. You know, we try to minimize, you know, some of the ladies with some of the, you know, I see people do it sometimes with cleaning or cleaning up a house. Right. And like I said, there's so much value to Black men and Black women outside of these just random little individual things. Yeah, but we have to get back to appreciating that. Yeah, we're multi-dimensional people. So when we try to minimize us to just these material things, that's not even accurate. Yeah, but like I said, we got to stop doing that to each other. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the goal in all of this is to bring us back together, you know, which is why I appreciate Nicole asking the question that she asked, right? See, that to me, that shows initiative. If she wants to know what adjustments does she need to make to get to a farther outcome or a higher outcome with men, that's positive. That's what we need. Yep, that helps us get back to where we have gotten so far away from. And that's why I wanted to take that moment to field that question, right? Because that's important. You know, a lot of times, you know, these days, you know, a lot of women, they don't even want to ask these dudes nothing. They don't even want to ask. They make a whole bunch of assumptions, but they don't even want to ask. Yep, so I always got to appreciate when somebody actually wants to ask and understand and learn something. Yeah, so we can stop making all these assumptions that we continue to make about each other that most of the time ain't even accurate. Let me grab this comment. Janice said, there's so much more, but it's funny Black men always mention a woman cooking first. We are more than a meal. So Janice, let me respond to this, right? No man has ever told you that you just worth a meal. Like you see how we keep doing that? A man is asking you that question for multiple reasons, I'm sure, and I can't speak for all men. One, for some of the men, I'm sure he want to know because he might like to eat. Let me just keep it a buck. Two, he wants to ask that question is because that is a part of female nurturing. Yep, a meal is not just about the food. See, we done got so far off base. See, we don't even look at this stuff right no more. A meal is not just about the food. Like we don't even understand the value of a meal and what meals represented for our families in the past. We don't understand the value of Sunday dinners anymore. We don't understand the value of a mom cooking for a family and feeding a family. Like, yeah,
it's love. It's such a representation of love, like you said, of nurturing. A man is asking you that because the meal is just a symbol. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about what you cook. It don't because you ain't even got to be a chef. You ain't even got to be chefing it.
Come on.
You know, it might not even be about what you cooked. It's just like I had just made this big deal, right? About Nicole getting to know the man's character, right? because that'll tell her other things about him. Like if he's a go-getter, if he's ambitious, if he has a good work ethic, like this will tell her other things about him, right? Well, then a man asking that question about do you cook, it's not just about the food, right? There's more that he can take from that. And there's more that he could take from your response to that and how you approach that, right? So it's not just about the food itself, right? Just like it's not just about if this man is a go-getter or whatnot. Like it's so many things, right, that comes along with that because it's the mindset. And once again, this question, it speaks to your mindset, right? Because cooking is a part of nurturing. It's a part of, it's also the way you show love to the people around you, you know, feeding them. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a spiritual element to food and cooking and feeding, and that's also there that we miss. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Janice, but I feel like we do a little bit of that on both sides. So I don't know if it's really fair to call it out.
Go ahead, Vince. Then we're gonna go to see Prince, man.
That is so troubling. That is so troubling. And you just like you said, my man. You just touched my spirit, my man. Because and I had this experience. I don't know if I told it before of when my daughter made me a plate. Now I'm my daughter's father, only father she ever known, the one taking care of her, paying child support and everything else. And my mother was at my house, and she told, I don't know if I told this before, but since the lady said something about food, I'm gonna bring it up again. My mother told my daughter, don't be making no man's plate. Now, I'm her only son, and this is my daughter, the one I take care of. And she said, well, I don't want her to become accustomed to serving a man. Now,
Wow.
the funny thing about it is that I can call my mama on any day and say, Mom, and you know, God rest her soul. I know, you know, I don't know if you know that my mom has passed. I can call her any day, Mom, I want you to cook me my favorite. She would go to the stove. If she didn't have it there, she would go to the stove, cook it, call me, when you gonna be here? I get there, made my plate, and served it to me. But I'm her son. But she's trying to be, but my mother never remarried, never had a decent relationship. Always dated men that used her. So I pulled my mother to the side and I said, Mother, I tell my mother, don't you ever do that. This is my house. Well, what we need to be teaching her is making the plate for the right man. That's the problem with people. You don't make it for the right man. And then you don't understand why you keep getting these worthless men. Because you're not picking the right one to make the food for. That is so frustrating. It's really frustrating. Well, I think a woman should leave with a man providing. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's part of our job as a man, is to provide. That's how it's always been. That's how it's gonna be. And I tell my sons, you need to provide. You need to get yourself together first. And then provide for your wife. Not your girlfriend, not your baby mama, but your wife. So that's a part of it too. We doing all this for people who ain't worthy to do this for. We talk about submission, but submission is for your husband and your wife. It ain't baby daddy, it ain't boyfriend. So we need to put stuff in the proper perspective.
That part.
I agree with that. Go ahead, see Prince, man.
Now,
we're gonna get ready to wrap after you go because we bought it that time. Go ahead, see Prince.
Now we're gonna talk about asking a woman, can she cook?
Come on with it.
Now check this out. I'm gonna give y'all women a good advice right now. If a man asks you, can you cook, and you get offended, because he asked you a simple question. Guess what? There are levels to this conversation. If he asks you to cook and you say yes, he's going to carry a conversation differently. But if you say no, you going to get the wrong conversation because now you won't even cook for me. You know what I'm saying? The importance is you don't cook for nobody, not even your damn self. So what? That means I got to take your ass out. Oh, no. I don't even know you like that right now. So guess what? Now let's see if I get this moment instead of these memories with you. Because guess what? That's all you about is a moment right now. Hands down. That's what it is. And I'm telling you like this because you know what? It's a different level to conversation. Because it's a simple conversation. It's nothing offensive being asked. But you took it offensive because you self-centered. And so, like, oh my gosh, he asked me, can I cook? You probably can't cook for first. That's why you offended, to be honest. You probably can't cook. I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what? You need to learn how to cook something. But guess what? He is asking a simple question to start a simple conversation, but you took it offensive. And now guess what? Now you're offended, but it's by yourself. Guess what? Cooking for yourself, if you can cook. You see what I'm saying? It's just a conversation. It's nothing offensive. But guess what? If he come at you like, look at that ass, are you gonna give him a good response then? Huh? Think about it. This is a simple conversation or a disrespectful conversation. What do you want? See, that's the problem with women. You got the wrong perspective when a man approach you. Hands down. You thinking that, he trying to treat you like your grandparents. No, he was asking a simple conversation. That's it. But guess what? Get out your own way. Get out your own head. You might have somebody. But keep on the way you're going.
There it is.
Doing what you doing.
Prissy says she gonna make you a smoothie.
I like smoothies. Don't trip.
There it is. No, we appreciate that, Z-Friend.
I like sounds. You don't get it twisted.
No, ain't nobody mad at a little green smoothie out here.
Put some chicken breast on that thing.
We ain't mad at it. Well, I said, shout out to everybody that joined us tonight. Like I said, we had a lot of viewers on this show tonight, a lot of comments. Like I said, we always appreciate everybody supporting the platform. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Janice, shout out to my guy Justin Morton checking in. Shout out to Rodney and Lansing. Shout out to my guy Donovan. Shout out to Will. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Janine Martin was dropping them too. Shout out to my guy Kevin Palmer as well. Like I said, we definitely appreciate you guys. Oh, my bad. Comment coming in. But yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys supporting the show. Shout out to Vince, Chloe, C. Prince on the panel, always representing. Like I said, I know we at that time. We're gonna bypass closing tonight. Unless y'all got some closing statements y'all want to get out, or y'all good?
I got one thing.
Go ahead, Vince. Then we're gonna wrap after that, man.
We are insane. We keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Maybe if you do something different, you'll get a different result.
That part.
Facts. No, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. And like I said, that's, just to piggyback on that, then we get out of here. That's one of the main reasons we do this show, right? We're trying to invoke some different perspectives, some different mindsets, and just looking at things for what they are, looking at each other for what we're actually doing and what we're actually putting out here. And just like I said, trying to get folks to see what direction we really need to go in to change our trajectory. So like I said, that is one of the main reasons we do these conversations every Wednesday night. Kandid Konvos, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday night. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So definitely like, share, subscribe. Help us grow the platform. Man, and with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We will catch you guys next Wednesday.